G'day, I'm Scott Gray and welcome to the first of a three-part video series about Angler Diary programs. Behind me is the Fisheries Research Laboratory at Queenscliff, where the Victorian Angler Diary program is coordinated. The purpose of this video series is to show you what Angler Diary programs are about, how anglers provide information, and how fisheries researchers and managers use that information. The Victorian Angler Diary program has been running since the mid-1990s, and now most other states have very similar programs. Apart from collecting research data more cost-effectively than traditional scientific approaches, the diary brings anglers, researchers and fisheries managers together. The benefits have been fantastic. Angler Diary programs are designed to be flexible, encouraging volunteers to follow their typical fishing interests. However, some anglers go above and beyond and conduct more scientific fishing, like using specific hook types or fishing at set times or at set locations. Today we're going to head down to the beautiful seaside town of Warrnambool and catch up with angler diarist Ken Radley. G'day Ken, how are you?
Yeah, good Scott.
Good
nice
to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Mate, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your involvement in the Angler Diary program?
Well, I've been involved for 13 years now, and I've sort of grew up on the river here, so I've really enjoyed living in Warrnambool, and with a magnificent river such as this, it's easy to get involved and sort of try and give something back.
And I've heard the fishing's pretty good here. What sort of species do you usually fish for?
Well, I generally target bream, but I love estuary perch as well, and the odd mulloway gets in here also. So they're the main sort of three species that I'm after. Yeah.
And with your involvement in the program, do you have a background in fisheries or science or anything, or is this sort of something that you're really passionate about?
Well, I'm quite passionate about it. I actually grew up at the boathouse through my teenage years and was brought up by the people that ran that, so I became very interested in the river and not only just the fish that you could get out of it, but the health of it, and I could see it change from day to day. So, I love coming down to the river and fishing regardless of, whether I get a feed or not.
So with the information that you're collecting as well over the time that you've been involved, have you learned a lot yourself too from being part of the program?
Oh, definitely, and I get great feedback from the people down at Queenscliff. They're always sending me back information saying how many fish over a certain size might be in the system, and certain year classes that are stronger than others. So I've learned a great deal, and I think it helps me in my fishing, or I hope it does a little bit.
Now, I guess you're a volunteer as part of the program. It must be a great amount of satisfaction that you get from being involved in something like this.
Oh, certainly. There's lots of ways we can all volunteer, and to be able to go out and fish, and actually, and that's my volunteer commitment to the river. It's fantastic. I couldn't think of a better way to volunteer.
Yeah, exactly. And in a beautiful place like this too.
Yes, it is good. Despite it can be windy at times down here, but it's a great system.
Yeah, excellent. Well, Ken, thanks for taking the time to come out and talk to us today. And it's great to see people like Ken who volunteer their time and go out fishing and collect important scientific data, which is vital for fisheries research.